just forget and just forget and just.
Well, let me say, tune the Selecta. Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you for coming. It's funny because like we've been talking about doing one for a little bit over a year now.
Yeah, for a long time.
For a little bit over a year, and then as soon as we were like, okay, let's do one. Then I'm shopping one day, and I see you.
I see you everywhere. It's like I see you everywhere, bro.
I know, and I'm like, I was talking to Muhammad. I'm like, where the fuck does Twin live? Because
I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
I see you at Wegmans.
Yeah,
And it's funny because you would think I'll be at Wegmans, but I just went to go buy water.
Nah, Wegmans is the shit.
It is.
Wegmans is the shit.
It's funny because I was just going to buy water in what is it, the Essentia water.
Yeah.
And then I got hungry, so I'm like, let me go get a cold cut at deli. And then I'm walking around. That was like my second time in there, and I'm like, whoa, this place is crazy. It's just too much movement though.
Yeah,
One thing I don't like is, okay, I go to the deli and I have to walk all the way down there to go pay.
Yeah.
And then
that makes you want to steal something.
yeah, it's like, what's the point of walking? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where they got to fix it. But besides that, they have everything that I like. So.
No, Wegmans is straight. I noticed when it comes to like meats and stuff, they're a little bit more expensive. And for a while, I was like, damn, there's some shit that's cheaper than I normally get at Stop and Shop. And then I looked
that's another thing.
But then I looked a little bit closer, and there's slightly less weight.
Okay.
The packages are slightly less. The
and
bottles
I noticed that one time
less.
I bought the waters that were like a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
And then the cost is a little bit off. Because I'm like, okay.
But you still get everything in one spot. And the alcohol is cheap as fuck. Like, there's bottles of wine I normally get that are like $12, $13, $14 bottles of wine. And then they're like $8.97.
You want to know what's a crazy thing? I'm not big of a drinker.
No.
And people say that like they're like, oh, you're a DJ. Like, okay, for example, when I'm DJing, right?
Yeah.
I'll be like, yo, you want anything to drink? I'll be like, yeah, go get me some cranberry juice or pineapple juice. They're like, juice. They look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, I don't like drinking. Like, it's just not my thing. Like, if I do, it's just like a random day, maybe on occasion, but like, it's not my thing. Like,
How come? Anything ever?
No, I just don't like it.
Stick a certain way? Or?
The taste is not all that.
Well, I mean, think of like a person way back in the day, like a Native American or something. Like, you give them alcohol, they're gonna spit it out.
Yeah.
You like, you tell them to smell weed, like, that's gross.
But
everything everything that makes you not sober is an acquired taste. Coffee, tobacco, alcohol.
Tobacco's a whole nother story too.
Yeah,
it's a whole nother story.
Do you smoke cigarettes?
Nah. I like hookah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that tobacco?
Yeah. She's just tobacco. I think it's soaked in molasses.
Yeah. So that's why it tastes so good and it's addicting.
Yeah.
I'm addicted. I like hookah.
But the way that it's smoked, it's not as bad for you because it's basically the same concept as a vaporizer, where it's like it's just the heat that is like you're pulling in the heat and the heat pulling it is like vaporizing basically. I mean,
make the best hookah too.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, Mo's good, but
shit, really?
But I ain't gonna lie, lately I've been doing it at the crib.
Yeah.
Right. And
you got the gloves.
I don't be using the gloves now. I have this I got this shisha I bought from this store up the street. It's called Big Boy. Right. So Big Boy, it makes it feel like when you're pulling in the hookah, it feels like your body just cooling off. Like what's that type of medicine you put on your chest?
Vicks, vapor rub.
Yeah, vapor rub. Yeah, it feels like that going through your body. Then after that, they got the water with the ice. I put the ice in the water so it gets even more cooler.
For sure.
So I'm like, now I already know how to clean the hookah. And then I know in the top, and this is a good tip for you guys listening, right? In the top, put the shisha around the edge of the bowl and leave a hole. Don't cover the holes and put the foil on top.
Yep. 2
good cues. I don't even use quick lights no more. I'm actually using those coconut shells.
Yeah, me too.
Boom. Lit.
Yeah. Mo's like sponsoring the I told him I like ordered a hookah office thing. I was like, let me support my homie. Ordered a hookah.
I might have to do that.
Yeah.
See how he's doing it.
Order a hookah office thing, and then I'm like, yo, you want to just like leave this here, sponsor the podcast?
Yeah.
And like, so I would have hookah here going ready for you, but I'm all out of shisha, so I gotta.
This ain't gonna be my only time on here.
I gotta hit him up.
Yo, what's the difference between podcast and radio?
I mean, technically, you could probably take any radio conversation or like radio segment, interview, or whatever, and call it a podcast. But I think traditionally, you're actually on like an open airwave. So when you're doing it, it is live, and you're on like a whatever it is, FM, AM station. Thank you.
No, it's funny because, like, for example, growing up, I remember like using iTunes on the computer. Like back in the day, those LimeWire days, and you always see podcasts. Yeah. People didn't know what that was. You know what I'm saying? Or it wasn't that popular.
You saw it back then?
Yeah, you used to see it on the iTunes. It say podcast on Apple iTunes.
Yeah.
I never knew what it was. I never knew how to work it. I didn't understand it. Now the podcast thing is lit. Like, I'm on radio, right? But this is my first time on a podcast. I always wanted to be on a podcast because my favorite podcast is lately all the big celebrities are doing it. So to start, we have Nori and the Drink Champs.
Okay.
Which I like watching.
Never tuned into that one.
You got to tune in. They have all your favorite artists been on. I'm telling you, all your favorite artists, the Locks, Jadakiss, all of them go on there. And they get more in depth of what happened back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Or what they're going through, or what they've been through, what they've seen, or what's currently going on. They get like, you get to know them. You know what I'm saying? And then Nori's hilarious.
Then the whole Locks is like,
yeah, like especially Jadakiss on there.
Except for Sheik Luch. He's got to put the chair down a little bit.
Was he on there yet? I don't know. But
they come on solo or come on as like a couple people?
Sometimes they come in groups. It'll be groups, and sometimes they mix and match. Right? It don't even have to be the Locks. It'll be someone else. But Nori's always on it. I forget other homie's name that's on it. Sorry, but he's lit. Yeah, they're both lit. And then they got the new one with Mike Tyson. Did you see that one?
What's it called? The Reb something about like the smoke box or something, right? He does it in black and white with a little red outline thing. I like that's good smoking. Marketing too, and
it's funny to see him smoking. Like Mike Tyson, you needed that your whole life, boy.
I know. If he ever came on the podcast, the first thing I would say to him is like, because you ever notice he's really hard on himself.
Yeah.
Like real hard on himself.
He's funny as hell.
Oh, he's so funny. And he never, ever, ever misses an opportunity to talk about DMT.
Yeah.
And how it affected him and shit like that.
You can see like the boxing affected him though, but
yeah, for sure.
It's funny.
But I feel like he understands that he was like a child that didn't have like anyone to look up to and kind of got pushed down the right path. Like he'd be talking about his son wanting to box. He's like, you don't want to box. You don't want to go in. You don't want to do fight motherfuckers like me.
Yeah,
like,
but he's cooked. He's an animal.
Yeah, you know he's got he's doing stuff with bud. Obviously, he's got like I'm pretty sure a grow op where he's creating his own strains and shit. But then he's also got like a compound going that he's gonna host music festivals and shit at. Like he went from like in the hood boxing to like basically like I'm gonna give people a spot to come get high and
then turn up to music.
Yeah,
that's actually kind of dope.
Like, real dope. Yeah,
that's actually dope. That's a cool thing about the podcast though, because we probably get to understand Mike Tyson more than what we see him in his little interviews. He want to bite someone's ear off or whatever weird stuff he say. But now we get to understand him more. Yo, this dude likes smoking weed. He's funny. The people go on there, they enjoy themselves. So I kind of watch podcasts. And the good thing is, besides just hearing us through these microphones and like radio, most of the times you hear it through the microphone. You don't really watch it. You know what I'm saying? You hear it through the antenna. We get to see a visual.
I think that's better too. I think because like once you have an environment like this where two people sit down and it's like for a couple hours, however long it goes for, they're literally just sitting there interacting with each other, like and
about
like,
anything.
Yeah, so it's sincere communication at its finest. So like one thing that sucks is because I don't have someone live here to hit the camera on Twin, camera on Samson, go to both of them.
Just
to
do it after.
Yeah, but I mean, it takes way more time to do it after. But then I could do things like maybe I'm talking, but you're listening a certain way, and then you see the head start moving. I go to you instead of it staying on me, like as a way to kind of, I don't know, metaphorically.
But then again, it's like, why? You know what I mean? You don't have to.
Yeah.
Because podcasts, this is kind of fun.
Yeah.
I can't smoke on radio. I can't do what I want.
You can't smoke on radio.
Nah, not in the show. If Snoop Dogg came, probably,
True.
Like, you don't want to smoke in that studio.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like certain artists have came through. It's cool at radio. I haven't met them, but in that station, that studio, they have smoked there. Like Juice WRLD, he's on the top of the world right now.
Are you talking about where we did an episode, or I'm not sure if you were there.
I'm in Providence.
Oh, word, okay.
Yeah, Providence Airways. But this is kind of dope. Like, nice setup. We got water. We got like cameras, lights, everything in here. We got big screens, art.
The cameras can't see the lights. The lights were like a needed thing. Like the cameras are basically the bare minimum that you could spend on a camera to get a decent picture. But if the sun goes down,
What are they, Sony?
they're all Canons.
All Canons.
1080p Vixia, 1080p full HD, and they're like 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
So, which is good because the autofocus does a good job when I move my hand or anything like that. Get a digital camera might be a great video, but if it's not a great one meant for video, then it ends up being blurry when things move. But I've gone through all the mistakes, man. Like if any of these lights got into the view of the camera and it gets bright like that, it throws off the whole rest of the picture. I've done them where I didn't add the lights and it started getting dark out and shit, and then it just didn't work. Like,
okay,
yeah, it gets too blurry, pixelated.
It's a good setup though, and then you set it up yourself, right?
Yeah, all do-it-yourself light. Those are shower curtains that are cut up and put over. It's all about the light bulb, and then behind you there's things to adjust how bright or dim they are.
Yeah.
So they're all adjustable depending on like the time, which makes it hard when I'm talking to you and the sun goes down.
Yeah.
Then it's like it's stuck like that. But
like,
you can only do so much.
I feel like right now, like the way it's set up is like perfect. Like this is like a podcast setting. There's a lot to talk about too. We got a lot to talk.
Yeah, you're in my living room, bro.
The living room,
We're chilling.
smoking weed. We chilling, man. It's not like or out of scene like commercial building.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's what I wanted it to be. So what's on your mind then?
What's on my mind?
Because I remember you had told me there was a lot of shit to talk about, a lot of good stuff going on over the summer and shit too.
Well, right now, what's on my mind to start is the NFL. I'm having fun.
You having a good time?
I'm happy the NFL's back. I'm not gonna say I like the NFL because they're very controversial.
When they go away, the kneeing?
No, I hate when like the off season comes, especially NBA.
I got you.
In the NFL, the reason why I hate that is because the reason why is baseball's kind of boring to me.
Yeah,
this is boring. It's like nothing going on. So like we got these last 2 good weeks, and it's been crazy action. We had the Patriots go off
twice, right?
Yeah, we went off twice. Yesterday was like practice. I got to go to a Carolinas game. I went to 2 games already. One preseason, one regular season. The Carolina versus Patriots.
Yeah, I saw your story.
Yeah, and then Carolina versus what's the other one? Carolina versus what team was they playing? How I forget? It's all too much weed, man. What team? Oh man, I already forget.
Wait, so what's your?
They was playing the Rams. How did I forget that? The Rams, the Super Bowl. They was in the Super Bowl. How did I forget that? But they was playing the Rams. So I need to stop smoking.
That's why I'm doing sober October. Sharpen it all up.
It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a great experience.
Did you play football?
I used to play football, yes.
What'd you play? I mean, I could guess. But
I was on the D line, so defensive end. But my friend, he's a tight end on the Panthers, so it's just a good experience to go see. You know what I mean? And how like it's actually a real job. Yeah, it's my boy, and like I wasn't thinking like I think you have fun, but it's a real job. Like homie gotta be there. You gotta wake. I remember getting there. I got there like it was a 2-hour flight, so I left at like 5 a.m. Got there at like 7. By the time I get there, we text him. He's already on his way at practice. Like, I left the key somewhere.
Oh, you're staying with him too?
Yeah, we staying there, and it was like it's fun because it was like, practice is at 6:30, but so practice at 6:30 in the morning or 6, but they're getting ready for their first game. Yeah. He didn't go home till after 4.
Yeah,
and you don't need to live 5 minutes from the stadium. I remember going to the game. We was on scooters. That was fun. It's actually fun riding those electric scooters too. So we have a lot to talk about. But I'll say shout out to NFL because it's fun right now. Hopefully, this AB thing can calm down with these little allegations because it's kind of weird.
Try to get like a fist away from it. You could adjust it too.
Oh, I can move it closer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here we go. It's kind of crazy because like when we think about the NFL and these little allegations against AB, it's like. Okay, why are you guys coming out now? I feel like, and no offense to rape victims, because rape is a bad thing, and I don't think that's right at all. Mm-hmm. But if you're a victim and you've been raped, I would think you would go straight to the police.
How long ago was it supposedly had it happen?
That's what I'm saying.
Nick told me that that they were in the same like Christian or some same religious camp, and that apparently she was watching some gospel shit on her iPad, and she was at his place, and that's when it went down. And I was just like,
I seen something like him chilling with her in a video too, the same girl.
Yeah.
I seen different things.
All right, so I don't want to be one of the ones that immediately is like, what is she's lying or whatever. But here's what I will say about all that shit. Yeah. If she is lying, if it comes out and there's some sort of proof that it is bullshit and that she's lying, someone pops up, oh, she told me this, whatever the case may be. Same with whatever the fuck his name is, Jesse Slamet or whatever, that asshole. Yeah. Jail time should be included because in today's day and age, the public will convict you far before the courts will. Yes. You're not innocent until
you're already guilty. When
exactly. So now that people want to go yelling about shit, and like I'm immediately putting a life sentence on you for your career or whatever else it may be.
And jokes come out now, and then the funny meat is like your whole life gets ruined.
Like you bet there should be jail time, or they should just say 20% less than if it was. I don't know what the hell they would do, but there should be some type of jail time involved for people who are lying.
Yeah, and I hope
because I got accused of sexual harassment and I didn't do a goddamn thing. It was literally a girl that didn't want to do her job and literally had been taking advantage of the system. She was in Austin. I was in Boston. I acquired her as a rep. I managed her from afar. The first month that she finally had someone looking at whether or not she was doing her job, because she's in an office with no bosses, no managers. They get to shut the door every day and then collect a paycheck. They weren't being evaluated or measured in any sort of key performance ways or anything like that. I look at it, I'm like, you're an inside sales rep. Your job is to make phone calls and send emails. You didn't at least log, which we've all gone over a million times. You didn't log one call or email this last week. Like, this isn't fair to any of the other reps. This isn't fair to me because I get paid on how successful you're doing. Yep. So this isn't Skype for business. And I'm like, you're just because they say they're going to wait. This is June 2017. I'm like, just because they say they're going to wait until 2018 to basically the company was like, we'll give you guys 6 months until the rest of the year is finished out, however long that was. They're like, we'll give you until 2018 before we immediately start evaluating different people on their performance.
Yeah. And that's usually supposed to happen in a company. That's supposed to happen more often. It's supposed to happen like maybe 2 to 3 times a year.
Yeah. So this is 1 month in. She didn't log anything, and this is in Skype for business. And I'm like, so and so, blah blah blah. You're an inside sales rep. Like word for word, just because they said they wouldn't make a change until 2018 doesn't mean you don't need to do your job. You're an inside sales rep. Your job is to make phone calls and send emails. That's on a Thursday or Friday afternoon, long weekend. Coming on a Monday. On Monday, I get called into the GM of North America's office. Yeah. So-and-so made a made a formal complaint, said Samson wants to fuck me, and because I won't fuck him, he sexually harasses me and treats me more harsh than the other male employees in the workplace. I had to go to 2 management courses. Yeah. But mind you, I owe $100,000 to UMass Amherst for a degree in management, right? I finally start managing this team. This happens within a month, and this is so the company could watch your ass. And then I needed to work with her until November. She never came prepared for a meeting. She stopped doing her job. I basically had to call every lead that she had, just to make sure that the work was getting done. And
then what makes it worse, right? Now that you got accused, you still have to deal with her after, right? Yeah. So now you get accused and you start to deal with her. Now everything, if you did complain, or if you, and this is always in the workplace, right? Being a manager. If you did complain, or if she wasn't doing her job and you said something to her, she might use that as, he's mad because I complained on him for this and that. Now it makes you look like the asshole. Yeah. So at the end of the day,
let me just tell you, my work went from like a 50-hour work week to like a 70-hour work week. Everything that I asked of every single rep that I managed, I had to make go out to all and get a reply yes that you agree and acknowledge his message, basically about a task or something that you had to do. I had to basically, every single time I had to check her, I had to check everybody. It needed to be on everyone. I needed to create an entire folder on my computer of just work she hadn't done and people that were complaining about her. Because like I didn't want this to become a public situation, because even my lawyer's like, yo, 80% of the time, even when the male is innocent, he still will be convicted as guilty. That's just the world that we live in right now. And if anything like that got public and my name is tied to something that has sexual harassment in the title or in the paragraph, I'm fucked. My whole career is fucked.
Even going to get another job.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
fucked.
fucked.
They Google search you, you know? And once again, just like the public convicts you before the courts do, I had more trouble getting a job after college in the first place because I had shit go down and I was on the fucking news because of Google, not my record. So my record was clear and expunged, but because Google still had the news.
That's the new background check. Companies don't even like.
Exactly.
One thing I learned, because in college I took an HR class and all that, so human resource. And one thing I learned, I remember one time the professor, I forget his name. That's the funny part.
It was a course for HR?
Yeah, it's human resource. Human resource management. So I remember one time, actually, was that human resource class? I took a human resource class, but it could have been business management, that course too. I had 2 courses. So I think it was business management. I remember he was the soccer coach. The guy at the end of the class, like, we just chilling, right? And he goes, guys, one thing, I'm going to just show you a PowerPoint. The PowerPoint is when he goes online and looks up our name, who we are. He just wanted to see us. He wants to do it as a corporation, as if he's a corporation. So
damn.
Nothing about me, because I have nothing. No, I mean, I'm a good person. So all he could see was me and my little brother in a baseball photo. He just won a World Series or a little championship, my little brother. So he's like, oh, Raheem's a family guy. Twins a family guy. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he got from Google, at least, Yeah,
so Twins a family guy. But one thing is, there was one dude, he was in a banana suit. So the corporation thinks he's a party guy. There's one girl, she was out with her friends, but she had, like, it was just her in the photo with a glass. So now it's like, oh, she likes to drink. Maybe she's a party goer. But it was a nice looking glass. You know what I'm saying? So he was just warning us. And then there's other people in the class he didn't show. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I didn't show you guys because you guys need to do a whole reevaluation on yourself.
Really? Like that? Yeah.
Like that. So,
I mean, my LinkedIn comes up right next to my mugshot if you Google my name, which sucks.
Yeah.
But
that's not you no more, so.
No, not at all. But that's the thing. And you know what? You see Dave Chappelle's new stand-up?
Yeah, I love that stand-up.
I think it was probably one of the best. It was more like a speech to the world at this point in time.
And the reason, I was just talking about that earlier. And the reason why I say that is because one thing is, he said certain things like Kevin Hart, for example, right? Kevin Hart has too many contracts, too many endorsements. He can't talk about what he want to talk about. Nah. Not even what he said he can talk about. They want him to apologize in the storm so he can get an opportunity that he don't really need. You know
and he said, fuck that. And then he spent the next 2 weeks apologizing. Yeah.
Dave Chappelle's hilarious. I'll give it to Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, that was funny. That was real smart. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand it more, and like people were mad about it. If you were mad about it, my question to you is, you decided to watch it, so that's on you.
And it's comedy. And
it's comedy. Like, there's people that, for example, who probably comedians part of the LGBT community, right? And they're doing that about us. So like, we don't complain, so it's whatever.
Yeah. You know well, the whole thing with all the outrage right now really comes down to like, okay, so for the right or conservative groups of people in the country, there's a line. We know when that goes too far. You're picketing at a rally saying you want to kill black people and inciting violence. That's too far.
That's too far.
For the liberals on the left and want everything to be open and equal and everything, we don't have a line. So we don't know like what is too ridiculous. Like we're like, right, for example, we're just all deciding let's ignore biology. Let's pretend biology isn't a real thing.
And it's kind of weird right now.
I know a few girls that have gotten like maybe not mad, but the attitude on their face changes. Like just on a statement, like, I mean, the average guy can do more pull-ups on that pull-up bar than the average girl. And the fact that people would get mad about a statement like that just kind of like, shows where
they'll be like,
at.
oh, he's being sexist, or he's saying women can't do that. And that's not the truth. We're just telling you the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are more built for that. It's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? It's that's just how God created us.
This is why I put it in the. I finally started doing comedy, but by that I mean I fucking popped my cherry. I finally went up and did it. And my entering joke, which could be viewed as fucked up, is like, you know, everyone's got their fucking panties in a bunch about gender pronouns. Probably because they're trying to fit a dick in there. So that's how I come out onto the stage. Listen, I have nothing against anybody. Anyone could all do their thing, but we got to stop ignoring like the. So I put in my comedy. This is what I was trying to remember.
I agree with him. Like I always used to tell people, like that community, you could be what you want. Just don't force it on everyone. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at us as nasty for being what we are, which is mostly condemned as normal.
Well, that's why Bill Burr, you seen his most recent stand-up? I don't necessarily
know who that is.
Really? You would if you saw him. But
I might, if you show me a picture.
I don't. You watch it, Twin. You would like it.
Yeah.
For sure, I think you would like it. I don't necessarily agree with everything that he says. Like he opens up with like, when did the first lady have a job, and starts going in on Michelle Obama, and I'm over here like. I mean, Michelle Obama kind of did more than most first ladies.
She got a great book comedy thing. A book series going on, whatever. She was on tour for it.
Yeah.
She
does a ton of shit.
Yeah, that we don't know. And actually, I think she was in charge of like, you see how like, is that Trump's wife, the one that goes around?
Melania?
Yeah, does she?
I don't know.
I know for example, like schools, Michelle Obama was into like the lunch program and stuff. Yeah. So like,
well, they also ended up, well, not like school stuff, but speaking engagements for politicians, even past politicians, are at an all-time high for the amount of money that they make. It's ridiculous. But watch Bill Burr's thing, because what if I could package up his special, I would say it does a great job at showing a lot of the reasons as to why men are the way they are or have to be, right?
Yeah.
Like, we can't go complain about shit. No one wants to hear us saying, oh, somebody fucking make
we can't. That's the funny part. Like, they don't want us to complain. Yeah.
Go fucking protect your family.
That's why I love that stand-up. Like, it's not just about him attacking them. He's not even attacking them. He's just showing you guys from what we see. Yeah. Which, if we did say it, then
it would look like that.
Then we'll look like haters. But him on the comedy stand, that's the perfect platform, because, okay, he's a joker. Yep. So he jokes around a lot. You know, he's telling natural jokes. But then again, it's him being him. And then he makes money from it. So he don't have to worry about not having millions of dollars in his pocket. If I said something like that, then, okay, but boom. I might not be able to get a job, or I'm going to be that hated guy on the internet that they'll see every time, make me a meme, and every time I go for a job, oh, you that guy in the meme? Oh, nope, no job for you. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I mean? But shout out Dave Chappelle, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? That was really smart. He's a cool guy. You know what I mean? He's a weed smoker himself. You know
for sure. He loves it. Yeah. And what's I heard he made, I don't know if this is true, I never fact checked it, but like 60 mil off that. That's 3 stand-up series he put on Netflix.
He made 60 million?
Yeah.
He should have made more.
I know, but still, which is great, because there was a man who stood up and left 50 mil and went to Africa. Yeah,
that's what I wanted to talk about too. He did leave, and that's when he was hot. You remember that? Like, I remember I used to sit home, watch all those little what would you call those skits?
Sketch comedy.
Skits, yeah, those sketch comedies things. Those were funny, and what even made it more funnier, right? It was like, yo, these things kind of really happen, like the real world and all those funny ones. It was mad funny, but he left because him receiving all that money, which is another thing of becoming of that fame. People are gonna ask you for a lot. Yeah, he didn't want them to disclose that, I think.
Well, there's a thing. He's at the Comedy store, that like main club in LA that they all do all the like heavy hitters do stand up comedy at. Yeah, he went and did one there. And it's probably one of my favorite comedy sets ever. It's not too long, but it's this story about a pimp and a prostitute, and basically what he tells you through that story and how a pimp works with a prostitute and a main bitch, his main money getting bitch, is talking about his position in media and that show and Comedy Central and everything like that. And he tells you what he went through using this story. That's how I took it, at least.
And it's funny because
beautiful.
Like,
you
the
should
people
check it
he
out.
created and the people he made famous, like I want to say made famous, but were participating in it, like Charlie Murphy, rest in peace, Charlie Murphy.
Rest in peace.
The other guy, who's the other guy? Ashley Larry, he's still around.
I'm rich bitch.
Was that him?
No, that's
that was Dave Chappelle. No, Ashley Larry was the one when they did the one and they was gambling in the basement. It was like a dice game series, like poker, but they did a dice game series.
The dude in the bus at the end that goes like Donnell Rawlings.
Yeah, that's his name, Donnell Rawlings.
And he's killing it on the comedy set.
He's lit. He's lit.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people. There's I can't even remember other people, but Charlie was my main one. Yeah, Charlie would come out. And Charlie looked rough, like.
Yeah,
I fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck them kids. Like, he's mad funny. He's like, but
I'm from the streets. He's talking about punching Rick J.
Yeah, like what? Like it's funny, but like it's just like Comedy Central. I could see why he left. Like maybe they wanted him to do things he's not about. Yeah. So for example, there's times when I remember Kevin Hart, right? So this is a funny story. You think it was Scary Movie 3? Scary Movie 3.
Kevin Hart with Method Man and
and the other guy. I think his name's Anthony. His real name Anthony is on. The big dude. But Kevin Hart reaches over and he goes, "I'm reaching for some peanuts." But when they was like sleeping in the tent, I remember that scene and I was like, "Will Kevin Hart really do that? Or did he have to do that to make some money?"
Yeah.
So like, you know what I mean? It's a lot of corporate things, and then he can't say what he wants.
Yeah.
He can't talk about that stuff. Things I'm gonna just talk about it. I'm gonna tell how I feel.
That's. You know, if I ever quote unquote made it, I would want to have made it the whole time, doing whatever the fuck I want and talking about whatever the fuck I want. Otherwise, you're bound to get put in some type of little basket.
It's kind of funny though. Like, it's just so funny. Dave Chappelle, shout out to him, man, because I was thinking it is what else on Netflix that's popping? There's other people on Netflix, but they're not as like. I never seen a comedian go in like that. It's so real.
Yeah. Going in on other. That's why I think of that more as a speech to the world than I do as like a comedy set.
That would go in as one of the legendary things because like back in the day they had like Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
He's funny. They had a bunch of like Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy was like
my favorite. My favorite was Bernie Mac.
I went back and just watched some old Bernie Mac.
I watched the show still. I watch his show. That guy was
in America.
But he said it's funny when he goes from deal with the kids to just sitting there. She thinks she's smart. Yeah. She thinks she got me. He's mad funny. And then it'll be funny when he has a special guest in there. So it's like they're sitting there like it's almost like a podcast. He'd be like, "Oh, Skip, what you think about this?" It'll be like, who else? Stephen A. in there. It's like someone will pop up mad randomly like, "Yo, this dude's hilarious." He said, I brought things just to tell y'all that she's acting up. I'm like, this is just funny. This is just funny.
Yeah,
those are some good days.
For sure.
But if he was alive, R.I.P. to Bernie Mac, legend. If he was alive, he'll probably like that stand up.
Oh, for sure. He would love that stand up.
And that's one of the kings of comedy.
Yeah.
He is definitely in the kings of comedy. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's just, and you gotta also think about like the way that the culture is now, just in the way how that's changed, like what we consume, because there's things in the Chappelle show and stuff like the you ever seen the show The Office?
The Office, that's like funny.
But there's stuff in the first few seasons that would not fly today.
Fly now, would not be allowed. That was a funny show.
Like, when he's talking to,
I do remember because I used to watch it when it first came out. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that one. Yeah, I remember that one. Yep.
There's a ton of shit. It just doesn't fly anymore. And there's shows that I like to watch that I don't like to watch anymore because I feel like the environment has
not the
forced the change in their writing.
Yeah, and that's another thing about like
I watched John Oliver last week.
There was a show I was thinking about that's just like that too. Like everything's kind of watered down. It's like everything's watered down to like to really not get no complaints anymore. Like Family Guy, the Boondocks was lit. Family Guy was lit.
Mad shit and Family Guy they couldn't do anymore.
Yeah.
South Park, I'm sure, is still
South Park,
swinging
oh my God,
swinging
was
for
crazy.
the fences.
They're
still swinging for the fences.
They was going crazy. South Park was funny.
My boy was in rehab with, what's his name? One of them, Trey, or I think it was Trey.
One of them went to rehab?
Yeah. One of them had like a bad, I don't know, I forget which one it is, but one of them has always had like a bad
addiction.
Addiction problem.
There was one of them always dies, which is funny. Was it Kenny?
Kenny always dies.
He always dies.
He's like my favorite too.
There's always those cartoons I remember, like growing up. Like I used to watch a lot of cartoons. Besides, I watched a lot of Rap City and BT, but The Wire. But growing up, I watch SpongeBob. Come to find out.
Yeah. See, you're actually a little bit younger than my younger brother. So he had a SpongeBob face. I was right. I just missed the SpongeBob face. Yeah. Well, Hey Arnold,
I got to see that.
Yeah.
So I was born in 95. Mm-hmm. So by time 2000s, we still seeing the old cartoons. It's like we still seeing what's the one?
Rocko's Modern Life.
Yep, those ones. You seen that one? SpongeBob.
You were like an angry Beavers.
But yeah, Angry Beavers. SpongeBob was brand new. Angry Beavers. We had what's that funny one that used to scare people? Coward the Cowardly Dog. He's on Cartoon Network.
He's on Cartoon Network. Hey Monsters one.
Proud Family. All those. I never seen the Hey Monsters ones.
Jet Jackson. Were you around for Jet Jackson?
No, I didn't see that one. But I got to see some older ones, like especially black sitcoms. Like I see Proud Family. There's older ones.
Yeah,
it's actually funny. I still remember the theme songs on my laptop. I still have the theme songs.
So you bump those while you're doing a set?
I might bump those at a private event.
People would go nuts
to get people going. Be like, yo,
for sure.
We're gonna play a game. And I kind of got that from my boy Viper. Shout out Viper, but Viper is like, I don't know. He's in his own DJ world. When it comes to DJing, you don't know what he's about to do. You do not know what he's about to do.
I enjoy watching him work a lot. I think he's
one of the best.
He works with
because he got mad art to it. Like, it's not even about just mixing and blending. He takes it to the point where I want to get personal with these people. I want to talk to you guys. And he's not a talkable person, so it's not like. It's funny seeing him do that as a DJ.
Well, he also got that face and that demeanor that is almost like if you didn't know him,
you don't want to talk.
You might be just intimidated.
Mm-hmm. You're not a talkable person, but seeing him behind the mic, and he talks to these people, and they talk to him, it's like, oh, this dude talks. Like, it's like, yo, this dude has so much on his mind that I would think he got ADHD. It's funny. I think he got a serious case, but my man, he's funny, man. He does one of the best sets I ever see all the time. And then, like I said, if he's DJing like just a regular like hookah spot or something, he'll just go off. And I'm like, yo, I didn't even know this. He has certain songs queued at certain points. It's kind of funny. Like, for example, Juvenile, back that ass up, right? Mm-hmm. How far do DJs get to the Lil Wayne part? He barely hit a Lil Wayne part. He might have forgot. That's a legendary verse. He'll skip right to it. This is mad funny.
Word.
Like, yo.
Good shit.
Okay, people always want to hear the beginning of it,
Yeah. And they're tired. It's just that, like, I'm tired of. I don't really go out to the club, but
I'm tired of it. I'm happy summer's over.
Wait, so what do you like to do
for DJing
in regards to the arts like that? Like same way you're talking about Viper.
Yeah.
What's some of the shit that you would say you like to?
I like to do.
There?
So, one thing. DJing wise, I like blending. I like hearing how things sound on other things.
Yeah.
So like, for example, I don't really do it with the acapella because like download music, it's hard to get acapellas. I know DJs that do get the acapella instrumental. I might take the instrumental. I download a lot of intro tracks. Mm-hmm. So like I'll blend a beat on the other voice. So blending is my main thing. I like blending. I can cut, scratch. I can't juggle that much well. You know what I mean?
What's juggling?
Juggles when you make the beat sound different. Like,
okay.
So you're like bringing it back to a certain point, but the way you juggle it, it might, instead of being like
you drop the tempo or?
No, it's like instead of starting the track over and it sounds like you're doing it each time, instead of going like doom, 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 you might make the beat juggle to go doom, 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 doom. Like, it's it's like a weird like pattern.
I know what you're talking about.
So it's kind of hard, and I've only been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah.
Really, mainly. I actually missed the startup stage, so that was the cool part. I got to go right into major shows. Like My first show, Raekwon of the Wu-Tang Clan was my
Really?
first
That
one.
was your first show?
Yeah, that was my first one.
No doubt.
So that one was like, what the hell? If I can keep doing this, let me keep it up. Who's the next person? So there's plenty of artists I DJ'd for.
So how'd that come to be? How'd that happen?
How that happened? So DJing is
like, I don't know if you were in your room your whole life.
Nah, that's a funny story.
Going.
So I had an uncle that was a DJ. And growing up, he used to DJ in my room. I remember there was times like, I remember that at the time when I was a kid, Busta Rhymes had this track. I'm trying to remember. It's like the wildest hip hop beat ever. Like, it still go crazy. Well, the track Busta Rhymes had, he'll play it all the time. And I just liked how like it looked fun, like it looked cool.
Yeah,
and it definitely was. He was definitely one of the cool kids in the city because I'll go to a basketball game at Area 4, DJing. Or
how much older was he than you?
my uncle's like, he's probably like 10 years on top of me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like, they're young watching this stuff.
Yeah,
like, yo, I want to do that. I want to do that. And come to find out, some of the DJs I hang with today say they learned from him. He don't do it no more. But he's still into music. I think he should still get back into it. But it's a whole ball game. He learned on the records and stuff, which is easier for him now. But then he didn't have to build his library up on his computer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's into fashion more now. He gets fresh. He's like the freshest dude I know. Him.
Really?
I have another cousin who gets fresh, but he could put any two things together and get fresh and look crazy. But besides that, DJing, he made it happen.
So did he give you some stuff, or you end up? How'd you end up?
As I got older, like I remember, like going to school, I used to have to take the train back in the day before like I went to public school and got the car. So when I used to take the train, I used to have those when the beats first came out. I used to be in the headphones listening to mixes and stuff, and I used to like
on
it.
SoundCloud?
No, like people posting on SoundCloud. That's when SoundCloud was more like not what it is today because now it's like a money thing now.
Yeah.
But people would post this stuff like mixes, reggae mixes and stuff. I used to always like it and how it sounded. I'm like, what if I can do that? You know what I'm saying? So that kind of made me like it. And then one day I seen DJ Sticks at MGH on the train, and I don't know if he remembers this day, but I told him that day, like on the train, I kind of want to be a DJ, bro. Like, and I don't know if he remembers that day. It was a long time ago, but this is like 7th, 8th grade.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Damn,
and then I didn't do it. Literally, I didn't do it until I dropped out of college. Yeah, I didn't finish college. This was my last year. So, and that's a whole nother story.
What year did you go to?
I went up to senior year.
Oh, damn.
So, there's too much money and the school closed down. And this whole other situation. And then what I want to do, I don't need it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, real estate's the thing. I want to get some investment. So, I don't need it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's funny. I wish I did know that what I wanted to do. What
Shit, me too.
Yeah, because that's a wild bill.
Still owe someone six figures.
And then now, you think about it, companies are not even going with it no more. They're taking that away.
Not at all. I've hired at companies now. Your school don't mean shit. You want to know what? If you, depending on where you're trying to get a job, if it says Harvard, I might not even consider your ass because I know you probably ain't down to do as much work, or you're going to expect this business machine to run differently. They want to be somewhere else.
Just go off high school diplomas. Like, for example, Google got rid of that standard. I heard they got positions without college
But then
degrees.
they threw the whole fit about Homeboy's letter. Like that's where they're weird.
They're
like on the
themselves now.
They're well, maybe not necessarily, but they're on the forefront for doing like what you're saying, kind of throwing the like how much the degree means away. Their workplace is mad innovative.
Yeah,
they really could like
their workplace is supposed. And I seen this in college when I was in one of the classes. There was this one company that like they make their workplace. I forget what state it is, but it's the top company to work for.
Damn.
I wonder if they're still around, but they made their whole workplace as a community. So you live near work. The kids can go to daycare at work.
I mean, that's so smart.
Yeah, and then like the gym's at work.
But it's probably a newer city, right?
No, it was like in the Carolinas or something.
Yeah, probably like a newer Revolver. Because like we don't have the room.
But they've been around for years.
Oh, dope.
So they'll have like a whole area full of like homes. And this is like,
food,
this is where college comes to play. This is when college is showing you how to be an employee.
Yeah.
They never showed me how to own a company or something.
Yeah.
They're showing you they didn't even show you how to, they probably never told me how to start an LLC. You know what I'm saying? So this is where it comes into play. They're showing you how to be employees. And then not everyone can be bosses, so that's cool. But to understand that stuff and then knowing that you want to be on top because, okay, I did all this, I know I want to be more than just working for somebody, making good money, and then making more. It's funny, your manager might not even have a college degree. No, he just had a good resume, good experience.
And worked hard once he got into the position.
Yeah. So that's another thing. It's just like, okay, it's just all off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I want to use this so when you look at all the, I think we would both agree that of all the areas that it's harder to find jobs that pay more money or whatever, than places where the arts and business intersect are definitely high on that list of not having a lot of opportunity where you get paid. Matter of fact, with the way technology is and shit now, it's mostly freelance entrepreneurial work. But let's say you want to go work for Sony or just any company after you're done with college.
Yep.
Okay. You're not gonna get that job if you say on your resume that you were a nanny and worked at a pizza shop, whatever, some bullshit ass. You need to have some relevant work experience. So I'm turning this into an internship where people could come on and not necessarily be my guest. I mean, I'm sure we'll do one together, but I'll get slightly better equipment, and the pull to the internship is
There's a lot to have internships in here. They can learn how to use, for example, sound engineers. They can use this equipment. They got what you got, like 2 Apple computers and studio equipment.
If somebody worked for me, you'd be able to say you could write your experience to say it's operations, it's business management, it's business development, sales and marketing, it's production, all the things that if you wanted to go work at Sony or Viceland or something like that, you need to have something on your resume, right? And it's prepping them for the next step. Right, like some relevant experience for the next step in your professional career.
Like, for example, right, I DJ, right?
Yeah,
I've been in big crowds, like not just this local like Boston crowd and clubs.
Like how big?
I've been in places that probably hold at least 2,000, maybe 2,500.
That's a nice group of people.
That's a lot to see in front of you. So, and you're standing, the only one standing away from them. So it's like, but I worked in other places that had sound engineers, and there's people that travel with the artists for their sound and watch their mics, and this is stuff you can learn here. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
When you get there, you're controlling the whole audio interface and what I'm doing
everything.
Too. Maybe how I sound or how the bass is hitting. You control everything, but you travel, not like you work just for that venue. Some people travel with the team. Yeah. Like rock bands do that. Yeah. A lot. They do it a lot.
They need it too because they got all the different pieces specifically. But I mean, I agree. You
can make a lot of money doing it. So,
but once again, you want to go and try to get a job like that, or a job that'll make you even better at something that you want to do. You need some type of experience, even if that's going out and doing it on your own. So I want to create an internship program where you get to have your own podcast. You get to have, several 5-episode, 20 minutes to an hour long series. You get to use this equipment, and then you're also going to have a marketing campaign, your own Instagram, all that shit to give people some type of all-encompassing idea of what it's like to in an entrepreneurial way, run and manage your own shit. Not just, hey, twin, you want to come do one? We sit down and talk. No, like how the management of the schedule, even to get you here. Okay, you can write a bullet that makes that sound good on your resume, right? How you ran a social media marketing campaign.
Their resume really good though.
Well, for sure. And is it lying? And when you get into corporate and you realize how fast corporate will fuck you over, then is it that big of a deal? No, you just tell the truth. You don't need to say that it was all done in the apartment of someone's house.
Yeah, fake it till you make it. That's how I look at it.
Bro, I hired 7 interns. They worked 10 to 15 hours a week for me at UMass Amherst when I was on 91.1 FM. This is before SoundCloud could pull your copyright out of a sound algorithm. So we would put all of our shows on SoundCloud. Yeah. We would market. We would get together once a week and push that shit. We made it an international show. Yeah. Right. And just in a short period of time. And these kids all work for me for free. They're all doing very well right now. At this point in my career, I've onboarded and trained 18 to 20 interns, whether that's at a company I was at or for my own shit. So there is no doubt in my mind that it gives a certain amount of experience that people would not look at your resume if you didn't have already. Yeah. So that's the thing. Now, come on, the Tourage platform will always consistently keep getting bigger because as they do an internship, the first half is showing you how I do it, teaching you a few things. And listen, I know my weaknesses. I know where I need to clean up the process. But if I can show them the simple shit I know and how I make mine, even if that's all it is, and they can make theirs, then the second half, you use my shit, you film those podcasts, and then everyone will work on your shit together. But every time a new intern comes on, they're pulling their audience towards Tourage in the first place.
Shoot, you're on a podcast. Yeah, that was a cool thing. Like, it's like DJing. Like, that's the funny thing, pulling your crowd, right?
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, pulling your crowd's a big thing. So,
like, for example, getting them there in the first place, or once you got them there, and like,
well, one thing, for example, parties, and promoters. I don't really like dealing with them. I deal with a certain few. I don't like how they treat DJs. For example, the DJ, when it comes to like a big, for example, a club, a nice club that's doing good on a Friday, for example, I think the DJ should have his own section, have his own comps, have his own bottles, and get paid, right? So, and some DJs do that when they come. They treat, here where we live, they treat DJs better from out of town than in town. That the out of town DJ, he might be here for one night, but he doesn't bring a consistent crowd every week. But you're gonna pay a DJ $200? Nah.
And what will they get?
If out of town DJ, for example, if say MB comes, he might get 5 bands.
But he's also been around for a long ass time.
But you're gonna make money off him, and if you're willing to pay an out of town DJ, he's gonna play the same tracks. It's not like it's not like he's bringing New York with him here. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
a good point. That's a real good point.
That's what I was trying to say. It's like, okay, you should make sure that DJ at least gets the stack, because you're a promoter, and you could, if you do the game right, you're gonna make what? Maybe you can make a $10,000 profit. You can make a lot of money. Promoting.
Really?
Yeah. They got contracts with probably the bottles. They got contracts with the bar. It's not just the door now you're worried about.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, people getting in the club for free is probably not a problem, because they might spend at the bar or something. So my thing is, out of that 10 racks, you made maybe 5 to 7, 8, 900, maybe a stack is perfect for a DJ, and then we won't complain.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, and then you bring your crowd. You might even just you posting it might even bring more people, because certain people will only go certain places because they know who's playing there.
Yeah,
you know
for sure.
They'd be like, "No, I'm not going. It's this certain person."
Yeah, because everyone's had one of those nights when the music sucks.
Like, sometimes it's not even the DJ's fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Out here, where we live right now, one thing I notice is we live in an area where they try to guide your music.
What do you mean? How so?
Like, they're worried about the threat of violence. They think hip hop brings violence.
Yeah.
Which is not true. Hip hop's probably the number one genre out right now. It's not the most, I wouldn't say you get the most money from it. Would you say that? I think some other genres, they make more money. But
some might not feel that way, just like you didn't feel like Trump was gonna win, and so you forgot about all those people in the middle of America, and then fucking
it's so crazy, because like you see rappers go
country
broke
and shit.
You see rappers go broke, you think they'll be rich forever, but it's not the richest or nothing, but the culture is rich.
Yeah,
it sets trends.
Yeah,
it sets trends. It sets a lot of
that drip down into everyone who even doesn't listen to hip hop.
The way they carry themselves. For example, walking in a venue, they have to walk with security. That sets a trend. It's like certain thing they do set a trend. A certain car they drive.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Also expensive to be a rapper. Yeah.
You might be spending more than you make it, but it's crazy because you think about it. They think that brings violence. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get what they mean, because everyone listens to it. So how can you just guide your crowd? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everyone listens to hip hop. It don't matter if it's new or old. You got a favorite Biggie track. You got a favorite Tupac track.
Hip hop has always been like the vein for me for music. Like, don't get me wrong, I love and listen to everything else.
But this is what happened to me.
Jazz, etc. But hip hop's the one I stay in.
This is another thing I do as a DJ. I like sampled music. So if I didn't listen to Biggie, I probably wouldn't have heard those sampled tracks, because I'm at a certain age. I wasn't born in the 70s, 80s. maybe the 60s where those tracks, the original tracks were made.
Yeah.
So me listen to Biggie album Juicy Fruit, go back and find out who made that real song.
Yeah.
Where did I go eat the other day that was doing samples all day? I forget. I'm always out eating, by the way, if you want to check me out on my page.
Yo, you are.
Yeah,
you make me hungry.
I go
One time I turned to Nick and I'm like, this motherfucker just posted some wings. Oh, and I'm hungry as shit now.
I got a bunch of good spots to go eat at. If you have a question, y'all can always ask me. But like my thing is, if hip hop wasn't here, I maybe wouldn't be more intrigued into music. Like Jamaican, we like reggae music.
So
too.
you go get the vinyl, throw it on?
The vinyl I don't have. The vinyl is what I grew up on.
Okay.
And I don't have. It's becoming.
Your uncle probably got a bunch.
He sold them all. Or he might have gave them away.
Nick's got a nice little, every single
I see right
one.
Behind me, we got a turntable right behind me. What we got? We got the
every one of those squares is filled that is covered by
dust. Dust. We got a Newmark mixer over here. Yeah. Newmark is still around. Newmark actually owns Rain and all these companies, all these DJ companies.
What's Rain?
Rain is one of those DJ brands. Like, so you go to different Pioneer. We got Pioneer, got Newmark, we got Rain, a bunch of other whack ones. I forget. There's one that's Denon. I don't like their stuff. But Rain is one of the top DJ. It competes with Pioneer and Rain, which Newmark owns them. So you could basically say Newmark versus Pioneer.
Gotcha. Okay.
But you know, Pioneer does everything. They do car audio. Maybe have a TV, maybe. You know, never know. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's a good thing. But you can't guide your crowd. And I feel like we do that here. Like, I went to other states and like I didn't have to worry about that. Play whatever you want. I've been to a DJ at a big show one time in Orlando with Lil Durk and Hood Rich Pablo Juan, and it was a whole. So first of all, the club was huge. It was their biggest club in that area.
It's nuts too, right? For the DJ, that's like a lot of shit gets popping in Atlanta.
Which one? In Atlanta? Oh, Atlanta. Yeah, I've been to Atlanta too. Yeah, I have been there.
Atlanta clubs.
I've been there, but the one in Orlando was like a big stage.
Oh, Orlando.
Yeah, this is Orlando. So Orlando's not big for DJing, I would say. Orlando's just like Boston in a way because Orlando shuts down at 2. Yeah. It's not like Miami. So Miami's 3 hours away. So Miami's more turned. But I've been to their club scene. They play like the same stuff we might have played, even better. I went to Guilt, which is their biggest club. Yeah. Down there, I thought I was in Power. Like it was huge, but they didn't tell me I had to, don't play this or try to get it or this. Can you play this or?
Now, how'd you get that job?
One of my friends, he's actually helped manage me too. Elton, he was in on the show, and since he's in on the show, first person to call is me. And I could do the job. We went down there. It was a fun weekend. Pool. Nice Airbnb, food everywhere.
Good food.
Got drunk, comped bottles. I got comped bottles before even the
That's event. A nice, it's a nice.
It was a whole good weekend. I thought I had to pay, and they came like, we just have to leave. Like, okay.
Damn, that's straight.
Yeah, but it was fun. But DJing down there, I didn't feel like I have to. Not gear my crowd. Like okay, for example, when I say gear my crowd too, I want to give y'all a good example so y'all really understand. Say I was playing a good artist like Little Baby or Gunna or something. Those are the poppin' hip hop artists right now. So if I'm playing them, Young Thug and all that, right up here, they might be like, okay, can you gear it towards Post Malone? Which Post Malone, what Post Malone said. Post Malone said he doesn't make hip hop music. He makes alternative kind of.
I mean, I'll be 100% honest with you. Mm-hmm. I don't listen to Post Malone.
He's not that exciting. Yeah. But to some people, he is exciting. Yeah. So.
But they'll ask you to specifically
hit it up with an EDM beat. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of whack. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're selling out yourself. This is where it comes out to Kevin Hart again. They're selling out of. I have to do this to make some money.
Well, makes sense if they're trying to stay, if they're thinking that hip hop is like more violent. So yeah, even if you're in the club and you play that,
but then I'll be honest with you, all the gigs I ever done, and I probably done in this last 2 years, probably over 100 gigs, baby.
Good shit.
I done from private to big gigs. My phone is full of videos, and even repeats of places. So I've been on a tour and everything. One thing you'll realize, even though they say threat of violence and all that, and I'll consider myself one of those hip hop DJs, I never had a problem at my events. No one ever got stabbed, no one ever got shot, no one ever fought, and it's crazy. Never, ever, ever had a problem. And it might be because of me, like, oh, I'm talking to the crowd, we're all enjoying ourselves, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just who's throwing it. Like, for example, we've been throwing a privilege event all summer, rooftop, no security, free, no security, nothing, no problems ever happen. So, like, just to assume the threat of violence is like, I don't understand what they're trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Because of hip hop music, is that what it is? There's certain clubs I can name, I don't want to name, because, boom, if I name them, maybe I'll never have the opportunity in them, which is kind of crazy because I live here, but they don't play hip hop music.
Yeah.
You see?
So what is like, what's the next steps for you? What do you actually want to do when it comes to like DJing? Your career in DJing? Yeah.
So I love radio, right? I love DJing on the radio. Mm-hmm. Like, you're playing what you want, you're going off with yourself. There's no crowd to read. Yeah. You might have to read a monitor in certain radio stations to see the crowd still listening if they change the station. Mm-hmm. So that's why you might hear a Biggie or Tupac track being played a lot, because people are jamming to that. But I want to get on Sirius XM.
Yeah.
I want to get on there and have when I get really, really like, when I say formal and confident, because I'm confident in myself, but there's times I'm like, yeah, I could have done better. I could have did this, could have done that. I want to get on there, and that's when you go from just being like this regular DJ that be
the professional
in the city of New York.
Like different kind of professional.
Yeah, different kind of professional, because I'm mostly in the, that's what happened, like MB and them, but
like the roots, from the roots to the roots on late night.
Yeah, like
gave him a,
for example,
consecutive job.
For example, right? You could be like, I've done most of the states in New England, right? From Maine all the way down, and then I've done the East Coast. I've never been to the West. But it will turn you into, okay, this DJ has a name. That's what it done for MB, because MB, for example, was a mixtape DJ. All these DJs, DJ Clue, all those DJs, or mixtape DJs, DJ Drama. But once they got a little bit of backing behind them with radio, like
and certain artists, because I remember hearing in like tracks when I grew up, like DJing.
Yeah, they had the track. They actually that's the way they did it. The artist would come to them with the track. We stamp it with our stamp, put it on our tape, and that's how the hip hop song got out. You had the hardest tape is when you had the hardest track.
Mixtapes were also a different level back then.
Yeah, we needed them.
Album. Yeah,
we don't need them no more, because we don't even have a tape, because we don't have a CD.
Which sucks, is the way we consume music now. Mm-hmm. It's so easy. Yeah, you're less likely to listen through a whole album if you get unlimited albums a month. You
go on Twitter, someone just tweeted, "Yo, I remember. All right, No Guidance, right? Mm-hmm. Drake and Chris Brown. Remember they had their little problem. I don't know where they dropped the song. No Guidance comes on. I go on Twitter. I didn't even hear about the song yet. Yo, y'all gotta hear this new Drake and Chris Brown. I'm like, oh, okay, so now I didn't have to hear it in the streets or someone driving by me or someone talking about it to me personally. I just go on the internet. For example, the other day I'm driving home. I'm like, let's see what I want to listen to. I throw on Drake. I go on this little Spotify, and they have the new release. He just dropped the song. Literally just dropped the song. And I even forget the song's name, but I listened to it. I'm like, oh, shoot, this is all right. So now it's like, okay, you don't have to go to DJ Red Alert's page to find mixtape or Clues.
It's right there.
Yeah,
it's right there.
Back then, that was cool.
Mm-hmm. Knowing that you were a good digger was like, that was important.
When you find the track too, and you're the one with the track.
Arguably, now that place is kind of what you're saying. You go on Twitter, you say you got to hear this new. Yeah. You know, like I when I hear something, because I want to share it because it's fire. Yeah. You know,
you want to be the first one with it.
Yeah, I'm sure you got the same thing.
That are like, it's funny because I have friends that are like maybe A&R or friends with big celebrities, so I might have some tracks. I know I have one recently from Ray Sherman group. In the baby in my laptop. I got one just recently, but it's not out yet. The song is not out, so I have one in my laptop. But I could, you know what I mean? But
must be a nice feeling.
It's a good feeling. Like I got the email early at one of my events because I ran into somebody. But like I said, it's not like it's like you can't really do much with it. Back then, you're able to do something. Oh, drop a tape, put that on there, start that with the song, put your little stamp, glue or something. I mean, so these days are just different, man. But DJing wise, like besides bashing the clubs, we got some good clubs. They just get into like Vegas and all that type of style. It could be the goers too, so the people. Now, what I have noticed is we live in an area where everything's too much money. So Boston, everything's a lot of money, even bottle prices or just going to the club is $20. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, people
depending on the club.
Depending on the club. Yeah, there's clubs out here that's
50, 100. Yeah.
So what's crazy is people don't like to spend money.
Yeah.
Or maybe they don't like to spend money to go in a place because they feel like they don't have to. Or they shouldn't. It's not they don't have to. They shouldn't because people think we live in a free world. I can walk wherever I want, which you can't because you don't own this building, or you can't do this, you can't do that. But the one thing I have tried to do this summer with the privilege event was try to make it free for everyone. So it's not about, I'm just trying to create a vibe, a rooftop vibe, that you've been to, right? You came through?
I stopped by once. Yeah.
Was that time on the roof?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you remember how packed it was and how fun it was.
Yeah.
But the drinks was up. We didn't make no money from the bar, by the way. We
No.
didn't even have a contract for that. We just do the event. Like, we just gonna have people come through, more socialize, more networking, meet who you want, dance, enjoy yourself.
It was good.
It was a nice vibe.
Yeah.
That roof is nice. And one thing I noticed is that if I said there was a price, I was telling you, maybe people would never come. You know what I'm saying? Or people wouldn't think it's worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, good point.
Or that's where we live now. So that's just here. Because like where we are from here in Boston, people be willing to spend that $20 up in Miami, Vegas, Cali, all those other places. But they feel like since they're from here, it's nothing serious.
Yeah.
You know,
Which, so you make a free event, you're like captivating audience and market that when they hear about you at a spot, there's you bringing your crowd. But
say I wanted to, I could have made money if we wanted to, like me and my friends wanted to make a contract with the place or something. We have to go down, sit down, negotiate, boom. I know they brought over 10,000. Even maybe 15, 20 off liquor. You know what I mean? We asked for a dime. We just wanted the space. So that's how I kind of built my crowd. I met new people there.
That's smart.
People bring their friends.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. If there was money about, maybe people wouldn't never came. You know what I'm saying? Now.
Yeah, I agree. That's smart.
But like I said, people are willing to go anywhere else and pay that money because you're from here. And that's anywhere you go. Like say I was from Miami, right? And I'm from here. I'm like, okay, G5's 40. I'm gonna say G5 because I've been there and I just recently went. I traveled a lot this year, so G5. Say I went to G5, right? And it's $50 to get in, but I'm from here, right? I'm like, it's not even worth it. It's up the street. It's not even fun no more.
Yeah.
But people that are coming into town,
for sure.
Yo, it's worth $50. I'm going in there. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is. I think that's just a hometown thing. I'm not gonna say just a Boston. I'm not here to bash my people, but I understand how it works. That's the DJ game. Okay. Yeah. See if you could throw your own event as a DJ, because we didn't use no promoters. So we're not waiting to get booked. We're gonna book ourselves. That's how we gonna do it.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And like compared to other cities, we don't have that many people, right?
Nah, we're not like New York.
Like 700,000 or something.
Yeah, it's not even that much people living here.
You know? Yeah.
It's crazy because
there's like what 20 million in LA.
Yeah, in LA. It's weird because I would think it's funny. My brother always says this to me because he does real estate, so he always talks about the population, and he's like, there's not even like 1 million people living here in Massachusetts, which you would think that because it's even though it's a small state, there's a lot of people. Like.
I think we're in a good spot.
Yeah, we're in a good place. We're in a good.
If global warming keeps getting more fucked up, we're still in a good spot.
We're in September. It's kind of chilly, but it's chilly today. It'll warm up tomorrow.
September throws those at you. Cold at night.
It'll get hot sometimes in the winter.
Yeah.
There'll be that one day in the winter. It's hot.
We didn't get much snow last year.
No,
at all.
We didn't. I actually like the fall though, so I like wearing this hoodie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
my first time wearing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like fall wear much better than I like summer wear.
Yeah, because it's
But
it's
I'd
more
rather
fun.
it be the summer.
I don't like the summer because it's too hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's too hot. Shout out Viper's calling right now.
Oh, no doubt.
But,
Shout out Viper.
But yeah,
His ears are ringing, bro.
he probably sees it.
Telling you, that's
IG.
when you sincerely bring someone up in conversation like that.
That's my guy.
That's when they think
That's
of
my
you,
guy. Him,
or
Bruce,
vice versa.
The whole headbangers. That's what we are about. These are my peoples, man. Those are my brothers. It's not even about just DJing. You know what I'm saying? More family ties. You know, we all grew up together.
Where? Where did you grow up?
So we're from Cambridge Port.
Okay.
You know what I mean? From the port area. Cambridge is huge. Cambridge has like, we call it the port area because that's what they actually named it after. It used to be called Area 4, but it's a big area. But we kind of, being from there, we kind of cut that big area they claim it is down to certain areas where you live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
yeah. As it got gentrified.
Yeah, it got gentrified. And right now, I know, for example, my brother does real estate again, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has a exclusive deal that he's trying to get people in Harvard Square. It's a 2-bedroom for $3,500.
How much is Harvard Square normally?
It shouldn't be $3,500 for a 2-bedroom. That's what I'm saying. It's back then. It probably normal would be 16 in a normal place. You know what I'm saying? 16, 18. But since it's Cambridge, it's $3,500. And I'm paying $3,500. You know, that landlord's making money.
Yeah, for sure. It's part of why we end up here. We pay 15.
No bug in my face. Because we got this plant. What plant is this?
That's a bamboo plant. The one behind you, some variation of a spider plant. So is this one in the corner. I brought that back from death. Yeah, that's bamboo.
You said you brought that one back from death?
I did. Shout out to Wanda. Wanda was the old office manager at my first like professional gig out of college.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I'm gonna get a plant for my office. And she's like, Dad closed down the other half of the office. She's like, I left one in that room. Like, go check that out.
To you?
I go over there. There's one green leaf bat left on it. Look at that motherfucker today.
That's a whole tree. That one's about to be at your roof. Like,
yeah, it's got all new growth at the bottom. I love hilarious. That shit. Yeah, we want more plants. That's something.
It brings the best out of you too when you water plants. Like,
yeah,
it's like having children. It's kind of funny because, like, for example, I'll go to Styx's house. This dude was so funny. Remember how DJ Khaled used to do that? I don't know if he still. I haven't watched his Snap in a minute. I don't be on Snap like that. Yeah. I love Instagram, but I haven't been on Snap like that. So one thing is DJ Khaled.
Me neither. Instagram nipped that shit in the butt.
Because Snapchat changed their whole weird platform. Like,
I have no idea.
I don't even know who I'm watching. I don't know. Yeah. Like, there's people I'm subscribed to. Yeah. And I never even seen these people before. And I'm like, I never subscribed to them. So why are they? Yeah. Why am I watching this story? But for example, Instagram, right? And DJ Khaled, for example, all right. So when he used to water
plants and sticks,
they're gonna do sticks and plants because this is what DJ Khaled used to do, right?
Okay.
So DJ Khaled would water the plants and make it a joke. I'll go to Styx's house and he's watering the plants in the back, but he's like just smoking a blunt, maybe watching it on the grill, having fun doing it too. Like, I gotta water the plants. So it's like, oh shit, it's kind of fun. It's like, it's actually like a cool thing. Like, it brings the best out of you. Like, oh, I gotta water my plants today. Yeah, you gotta go water the plants. Like, that's funny. Like, like, I mean, that's like different.
You need it in the room. It's each one of them comes with their own vibe, their own like energy. But
like this bamboo plant right here, right?
That's high strung. The vibes. That's like
this one.
Strict.
This one makes me think like Miami.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
Those trees out there.
But that's definitely equator type of like jungle forest. Yeah.
But you see this bottom part right here.
Makes you think of Miami?
Yeah, it makes you think of those trees I'll see down there, those plants I'll see down there. Like next month, I'm supposed to be going to California. I get to see Cali. I get to see the West Coast for the first time in my life.
First time?
Yeah, I've never been over there. So, I traveled a lot this summer. New York, plenty of times. DJ New York, a lot of times. I got to go to I'm going to California. I've been to Florida, Carolina, Atlanta.
I've never been to Carolina aside from the airport.
Well, North Carolina?
I think North Carolina. I think J. Cole. I think, let me see what some areas around there are like. I'd like to at least be familiar with what it looks like.
Well, I got to see it from...
It's blowing up now, though, right?
It's blowing up now, but it's funny because like I got to see it from my boy's point of view, because he's not from there either.
Yeah.
He's from Baltimore, so him just being on that team, he probably gonna see plenty of other cities in his career.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I got to see it from his point of view. We didn't do much, you know what I mean? We was in like Uptown, which is nice. And it's like one of those like areas people go to work. But we'll go to different places like more urban, congested, I'll say, and we'll get food, like good food, better than what's in Uptown. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go eat at 7-Eleven and those taco spots and food trucks and a fake Chick-fil-A Express. No, I want the real food. I want mac and cheese and so that was the cool part about it. Uptown, like I said, it was weird. Like I got denied to go into a hookah spot because me and my cousins and his friend had a pair of jeans that
a hookah spot.
Yeah, it had rips in it.
Had a dress code.
This is what I'm saying. Like it was kind of dumb. So that was dumb. But then there was an area more down there. And mind you, he don't live far. It was an area near the Charlotte Hornets play. I call them Bobcats because that's how I used to think of them back in the day. But it's called the Epicenter, and that's where the clubs were and all that. So that's more downtown. It's still uptown, I think, but it's like more in. We lived on the outskirts. Well, he lives on the outside. We live. He lives on the outskirts. So it was just nice. It was a nice vibe. And then I wanted to see how their fans are towards football because here, these Patriots fans, they're cooked. We're cooked. You know what I mean? We expect to win. If we lose, we blame someone like he sucks. You automatically say he sucks, right?
Yeah.
So we down there, they're playing the Rams, which they only lost by 3, but they was capable of beating them. And, you know what I mean? I got to see, 2 people on that team mess up that day. And it's funny because I got to see the fans' reaction. And I was like, trade him or sit him out. Like, it was hilarious. And it's hot. Now it's hot. Add the hotness to because we live in New England, our football games are cold. But down there, their football games is hot. Like, it's steaming. And the water's like $12.99 a water. So Aquafina water. And not even like some good water. So like it's just,
wait, what's some good water?
Essentia, Polar Spring, just regular water.
Yeah.
But like Aquafina is like McDonald's water.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna act like that's
pretty sure they're Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, right? Yeah. I call it McDonald's water because they're in McDonald's. Yeah, so that's the only brand in McDonald's. That's why I always called it that. But it was. I think Coca-Cola. Actually, talking about Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is down there, their headquarters or something too. Yeah. So like it was just cool. It was a cool experience. But my favorite place this summer that I've been to was probably Florida because we got to enjoy the time more. We went from Orlando, Fort Lauderdale to Miami in like 4 days, which is a good trip.
It's a nice bunch of
and you get to see how where you go, different places. Florida's still old, right? So you might think it's like old. Like up here, we're built up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We still got our little old places they try to keep, but it's built up. We got the best hospitals, some of the best schools. Yeah. And all that. Down there, it's still old. Infrastructure is still old. Like, you think we're still in Scarface in the movie.
They're just going to keep getting fucked up by hurricanes.
Yeah, hurricanes. So that's why they probably don't do more to fix it. Yeah. But you think you're in Scarface. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I've been there before. I'm just reminiscing on, like, what was so fun about it. It was just, I got to see like food spots and you're with good people, right? Yeah, I'm with good people. Yeah. So everyone knows where they like to go. What's the vibe like? Atlanta was different. I liked Atlanta too, but Atlanta was just like, how would I say it? We got better jobs up here. Yeah. I wouldn't want to live there. Yeah.
Yo, could we pause real quick? You twist that. I gotta hit the bathroom real quick.
What do you think?
I gotta go to Atlanta though. Shit, my bad.
No, you're good.
It's building up.
Where was we?
But Atlanta and jobs. Like Atlanta don't really have jobs.
We're back here. My man had to take a piss. He peed too hard. He got to hit the side of the bowl, bro.
I'm aiming right for the center. You go hitting the side of the bowl, that's when you start slipping up in those dark early hours, late hours. Next thing you know.
Try not to be loud.
Nah, if I'm always centered, then worst things, I'm hitting the side of the bowl. If I'm depends who you with, you know.
Yeah, it does. Depends who you are. Especially taking your shit. Make sure you hit the side of the bowl. You want to hit a drop. You know what I'm saying? But Atlanta,
hit the side of the bowl with your shit. You aiming like that?
Yeah,
oh
right.
man!
Nah,
if anything, I'm flushing and I'm timing the flush so the noise on the flush could be for any. You know when it might be a noisy shit. Too.
Nah,
You know.
You might even be noisy yourself. You're like, stomach going off. But
next thing you know, the water's on already.
Yeah,
then there's a flush at the same time the water's on.
Yep.
I keep baby wipes at the top of my toilet because you can never blame a girl if she needs to shit at your place, but you can blame her if she don't use the goddamn baby wipes that are right there.
That's true. That's true.
Front and center.
That's true.
No one wants the last
just
thing.
Don't bring girls to your place.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I like my element. It's like I like to be in the left lane driving fast on the highway. That's a control thing.
Yeah.
I've realized about myself. It's not even necessarily that I like to I'm a crazy driver, but I like to be the one passing everything.
Right, everything, yeah.
Yeah, and then you know if a cop's coming up on you, because if you're doing 85 or so, it's the only ones ripping up on you. I mean, you should pass if they're ripping up on you. Or you should move over.
You don't think you should move on other people's time, which is smart.
Yeah. Plus, I have fun driving. I love driving. I'm like a little kid when it comes to that shit.
I have fun driving.
In a
I
safe
like the
way,
things that come with it. Like, I bump music.
Yeah. For sure.
Music. My music, I'll shake your house down, man.
Oh, I know. I got in you still got the same whip?
Yeah.
I got in that shit one night after we all went somewhere, and
the bass is crazy.
Bass, I felt like I was in the middle
having
of
a party.
Fucking Iraq or some shit.
It's in your chest.
Yeah, bombs going off. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but that's why I listen to everything.
I haven't had a sub since like my first car, basically. I used to love that shit. I would, I don't know.
As I get older, I'm probably gonna get rid of them, But I had those same.
You made me want to get it back. You made me be like, dude, I forgot how. Because I love to listen to music too.
Yeah. But I hate places with bad audio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cars having bad audio is even worse because you have to drive it every day.
Yeah.
Which is annoying. Which like these backwoods because I don't usually smoke them, but that's what the stores.
My car system has always been important. I had a Audi and a Jetta that both had the stock Bose.
Bose or Harman Kardon. Right? It's Bose or Harman Kardon. I think they're Bose.
Bose, for sure.
BMWs, Harman Kardon. They have certain contracts with certain brands.
Yeah, but I know like Harman, they also have contracts with like JBL. Yeah. All of our stereo monitors, like we got the same ones in there. And then I've always been a fan of their Bluetooth shit. Yeah. Which you go Bluetooth device, like that's not something you waste money on if you're gonna be listening to music. So it's one or two.
That one's the best one for the shower too. Yeah, and the shower.
Splash proof.
Crazy. It's splash proof. Oh, no,
that'll light up a room too. Like
in the shower sounds crazy. It sounds like you're really like bumping.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I used to have one of those. That's the. What is that one called? That's
the JBL Charge.
Yeah.
And that's the Charge 3. And you want to know what? Like, they're one of the ones that I'd love to turn into a sponsor because JBL, I got to give it to them. Yeah. JBL and Polk Audio had great customer service.
I remember Polk Audio.
I had Polk Audio subs.
They're still
love
going?
those. I have no idea.
They're still going.
I haven't heard of them in a minute. They should have been because they were dope subs that they had. Those, I like those. Yeah. They have very nice. Those in a Bose system,
which is weird. I use Sony, right?
Yeah.
And Sony had a bad brand and a good brand. I used the good brand. They're bad brands.
So did Pioneer.
Pioneer, right? Pioneer still. They have the best amps. I use a Pioneer amp.
Yeah.
So it's funny because Sony had a brand. What's the Sony brand that was trash? Explodes. They really will explode. Those are trash.
Red
they
X.
They look like they should be in Walmart. Show. But people will bump off those. People think anything's good.
Yeah.
Me, I got put onto these things called Sony GS, right? And these things are black. They have like a thick, round thing around them, like around the speaker coil. So like, and then I'll be honest with you, I had those same speakers since junior year of high school. You know what I mean? In all my cars, those same two speakers.
Nice and broken in.
Nice and broken in. And I don't even want to switch it out. You know what I'm saying? I know it might even sound better with others, but it sounds great to what I love it to. And I can keep tuning it any day I want. So
did you ever upgrade like your tweeters too to help with your tremble?
I never ever touch the
other speakers.
Doors. No, I just take the bass out of them.
Because when people start going hard with that shit, they got shows where it's just all people is like
doing that.
Yeah.
And what I do when I take the bass, I make everything work to what it's supposed to work for. So those door speakers and stuff in the car is not for bass. Like people turn up the bass in them. Remember, your car's not.
You're gonna kill those speakers in no time.
So what
I always get into people's cars. I turn it up a little bit too loud. I go to their settings. I go to the treble. I go to the bass, and I
turn the bass down.
Usually, you need to turn the treble up a little bit and the bass down a lot.
Keep the bass at the regular.
Oh my god!
Because people are forcing.
Because you don't want to get into a car that's got the speakers blown. That is the biggest disappointment if you got to go. I listen to music all the time too. So it's important.
One thing I realized, right? For example, one thing I realized is subs are made for bass. Yeah, all bass. They're not made for any treble. They're not made for any words. No mids. Well, some mids, but they're not made for any words. So what I designed my car to do is put the treble up because that's the words. Put the bass all the way down because you don't need it. And then I configured it to just work it because I have a subwoofer level. Yeah. Then I have another piece towards the amp. Not just the amp, I have another piece towards the amp that makes me control frequency that restores the bass. Yeah, it's like a bass restore. So I figured that all out and just.
So it restores it to the sub only.
To the sub to a point that even if I turn the volume up, and it's not the knob because I have a knob too. I actually keep that down, but it restores it to a certain point that if I turn it up too loud, it keeps it moving.
Yeah.
To the right
like a
sound.
compressor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like it's just the right sound. You know what I'm saying? It's not like overreaching itself or doing what the volume's supposed to do. It might even stay low.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I had a Pioneer, that main piece that you would put into your car and like the dash. I had several different Pioneer in my first ones car. Of those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I had the Alpine one. I think it was Alpine.
I had that one. That was silver and blue, right? Silver, blue, and black.
I think so. It might have
black.
No, it might have been the Pioneer one. I had the Pioneer one. And you could turn. Those ones are crazy because the bass, my car, the subwoofer level and the frequency, you get to control it more. Yep. Oh my God! You get in the car, sound like a concert, like TD Garden concert. Like,
I lucked out because when I had my Jetta, the owner before me did two things that were so amazing that I would have never done myself. First was they sprayed the whole undercarriage with this weatherproofing shit. So like it would take way longer for any of it to get fucked up and rust. Yeah. Second was they put all of the, how like if you open up your trunk, you pop off that mesh part in the back when you need to change a headlight. They filled all of that with like the same kind of foam and shit
in the speaker box.
Yeah, that you'd want to like protect it. So that rattling you hear in people's cars just was
you just hear the bass notes.
Yeah, it was great.
I think my car has that. I think it has that, and they have it in the box now too.
Yeah, but if you can't hear it, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. But
it'll go knocking lights out.
One of my cars was crazy, right? One time it got so crazy in the car, I had to put like cardboard behind the license plate, so you wouldn't hear the rattle.
Wouldn't rattle.
Yeah, and then like one thing I always do too is you hear the rattle from the back light to the back window. So what you do with that is you put like a T-shirt on it.
Oh, okay.
So to get where the bass meets the little plastic piece.
Yeah.
You don't hear it no more because that's where you hear that.
Yeah. It's that thing. Yeah. It's that light. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing. You excited for the NBA, yo?
I don't know. I'm weird. I like watching all the playoffs and stuff, but primarily I just kind of follow fighting, like MMA.
UFC UFC.
Yeah.
I like boxing. I watch boxing.
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed, right, which is crazy. One thing I noticed for the NBA this year, the off season has been one of the best off seasons we ever seen, as in team wise. So people going to different teams and stuff was one of the best.
Who are you excited about?
Who am I excited? I'm excited for the Celtics. I'm excited for the Celtics. Yeah. I like Philly's team now because there's a competition. We got the Lakers is kind of lit. You got the Lakers. You got who else? We got the Clippers. The Knicks is trash. You got a lot of different. Oh, you got the Rockets now again. You know, it's funny though, in the NBA, I'm gonna tell you this. I think the NBA tries to control their big market teams. So even though all the stars are in the West right now, they always have to keep Boston or New York as one of their like primary teams for track. So like, for example, Kemba Walker, right? Great point guard. I'm actually more excited with him than Kyrie, right? Great point guard. But one thing I have realized with him versus Kyrie is Kemba is he's being more marketed than what he was on the Charlotte Hornets. Mm-hmm. He's being more marketed now than then, because remember, they have to keep it a big market team.
Yeah.
So, and like the drafts get rigged sometimes, I feel like.
For sure.
Like New York Knicks should never won that. Patrick Ewing won.
And did I hear this right? California is going to start paying their college athletes. Isn't this a subject right now? Yeah.
California's doing a lot of things. Like, I just read something about Uber. Mm-hmm. It made them employees now, so they don't have a 1098.
Just California?
California.
Yeah.
They just found the rules, so that probably helped the college kids too.
Yeah.
As in, who's paying taxes? They don't really need the taxes. They're doing good, but
yeah,
Cali's expensive. Just like Cambridge. It got expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I'll say this, right?
I wouldn't even want to go there for what I would have to be, like the job I would have to have in order to afford me a place where I'd want to live. I don't want that job. Not right now. I mean, that might change, but not at the moment.
Like, for example, people here might travel from like Providence to Boston to work because it's so cheap to live up there.
Yeah.
And just take the ride in, which is like still an hour drive, which is crazy, but people would rather do that to have a cheaper cost of living.
Yeah.
I don't blame them.
Yeah, I had to drive from Ludlow to the financial district in Boston every day at one point. Ludlow's like the most east of Western Mass. I guess that's what I would say. I don't know. I don't really know what Western Mass is defined as, but it's an hour and a half.
Is Worcester Western Mass or no?
I wouldn't. No, Worcester Central. Yeah.
So it's more over.
Yeah. Like Springfield, like the area I'm from. So, but Ludlow, it's pretty close to Springfield. On the highway, it only take like 5 minutes. But once you get to Ludlow, it's an hour and a half drive to Boston on the Mass Pike. If I wanted to get to work for 9 a.m., I'd have to leave at 6, so double the time. But if I wanted to get to work for 10 a.m., it'd be an hour and a half. So that traffic is just too much. I always drove standard my entire life, and I got an automatic because I just couldn't put up with it. Like, and it was just bad for the car. You got too much going on in the car.
You're trying to eat.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Plus, then what is your day?
Yeah.
When after you take out that type of commute time, like your day is your work. You know, you better like your work. So
by the time you get home, you want to sleep.
Yeah.
Traffic makes you sleepy, which is bad.
Then months go by and you're like, what is my life? You know?
Yeah. Do I want to do this for the rest of my life or no? Yeah, man, I'm excited for the NBA, man. I'm excited.
Did you play ball too?
Yeah, I played basketball growing up.
Yeah.
I actually liked it more than football.
Yeah. What do you think about CTE?
CTE? That's so funny you asked me about that. So CTE, I make not to make fun of people, but like some of my friends who play, I'm like, oh, say they messed up, like they forgot something. Oh, he got CTE already? Like I'll make that little joke, but
yeah, they probably do. They probably got it a while ago.
They need to watch for it because
no, they probably already got it, and they probably got it a while ago. They can't measure that shit now. The only way they could really see how fucking bad it got is once they die. If they look at their brain. They describe it as like cement being poured into pipes over the years and it hardening. You know,
no, CTE is a big thing, and you might even see it in some of these players right now. If you get to watch them personally.
They said that back in the day, O.J. Simpson, like if he was being tried for the same shit today, I mean, who knows, he'd probably be a murderer, but regardless, that the lawyer would have definitely brought up CTE as a part of defense and mental illness.
Did they have that back then? Was that a big thing back then?
the brain in the human body has never been designed to knock around. Like that movie with Will Smith that's called Concussion, that breaks down the whole story within the NFL, and when they were figuring out about it, the way he breaks it down is like a woodpecker has its tongue goes in the back of its head, wraps around its whole brain to act as like a shock, like I don't know, absorber. We don't have that. It's in, you got this area. So even bless you, even like soldiers and shit, just being close to where a bomb goes off, that wave that goes through, that even causes it. So there's a lot of speculation as to like a lot of these soldiers with depression and all that shit, it's like also CTE just from being past a lot of around a lot of like bombs going off, stuff. Shock in their brain.
Who wants to be around bombs? Like,
but for real, I would probably like.
I'll have it too. Sure.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I probably do. Yeah, I mean, I would PTSD. Put money on it. Yeah.
You're just hearing a gunshot scary, so you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
shooting them are fun though. You ever been to gun range?
Oh yeah.
I love it. I just recently went to one, and I used the shotgun for the first time. I'm an idiot because you don't think of the recoil. So
did you not have it up against your shoulder?
I did have it against my shoulder, but I'm trying to aim, and he's like, "Yo, don't aim with your eyes. You kind of got to aim because when you shoot a gun, you want to. There's the back piece to the front piece. You want to keep that in a line. That's how you know you're hitting the spot on point. And like there's a back piece that you might look through another hole, little small hole." For your accuracy, right? Yeah. So I'm trying to do that with the shotgun, and I'm trying to move my head like, yo, I can't do this and hold it in my shoulder. I'm trying to lift my shoulders up, adjust my shoulders, but then I figured it out, and I just started using it the way without like just hoping I hit something.
Because you're probably shooting. The shotgun's blowing up anyway. You know, so
the way you look at it,
general vicinity.
Yeah, you're gonna hit. Yeah. So the way I was looking at it, and I got it right. Yeah. And then I just start ripping the paper in half. I whipped the whole paper. Yeah. And I was like, yo, but the shoulder piece is kind of cool. Like, this is crazy. If you don't hold it right, though, that thing go flying.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle brings that up, too, in his stand-up about how, like, the buckshot rule of, like, you're supposed to click, warn them. And the idea is that you load it like buckshot. Yeah. Like, and then, so you, like, have a warning shot. And, like, now it's loaded, motherfucker, you better stop.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. Yeah, that's fun. They're fun. But hearing them things, nah. You have to have headphones just like we have on our ears. But the noise one. Yeah. What brand is this again on our ears too? This brand, the headphones.
These are the same as the microphones. Sennheisers. How do you say it?
I think that's Sennheisers, right? I used to have these headphones.
I'm always unconfident about how I'm saying the name of that, so I'm like, Sennheiser.
It's funny because that brand, right before Beats came out, was one of those like first headphones I had. Besides Skull Candy, these ones were fire.
Skull Candy,
yeah, those were fire back then. Before Beats, you know what I mean? Now I use Beats everything.
Yeah, but bro, you're a DJ. Yeah, like
there's better headphones.
My entire life, I would say, from the time I was born up until 7 to 10 years ago, headphones, you bought headphones, and on the back the frequency response would be on there, and everyone knows you want a lower number that goes to a higher number. Now that's not included, and you need to like Google specs, and sometimes you don't even find out what the lower number is, and the ranges that they're giving you are only within like 4 to 8 type of 1,000 hertz, you know, like you really want. So around the time Skull Candy came out was around the time that it turned to marketing. It was like how you can market your headphones is more important than how they sound. That always drove me nuts. It always drove me crazy.
But they did have good sounding headphones though at times.
I never got the Skull. I've been with Sony headphones. Only certain for ones, a minute.
Like you had to pay good money for it. Like, Sony had some okay ones. The ones we have on our ear were good at the time. Before we got into this wireless thing. And having an iPhone kind of made me have to get the Beats.
Why?
Because they don't have the headphone jack. So you have to get something wireless.
I got a bunch of the connectors.
Yeah, but then you run out your battery. You want to charge your phone at the same time. And all that.
I'm pretty good with charging my phone.
Annoying. It's annoying.
Yeah. I feel you. But all the Bluetooth headphones, they definitely are not going to have as much of a frequency range.
Because it's Bluetooth.
Yeah. Less power.
Thing I understand. That's like, for example, in the car.
Yeah.
What sounds better, using your Bluetooth or plugging it by cord plugging it by cord always works better than the Bluetooth.
Always. Yeah. Yep. Always.
But then it limits your sound because you can't turn it up higher than you want to.
Yeah. Well, that's why I wanted all these, like the mics I use for this. These are like stage mics. So, if you ever did a show, you could bring them out too. But I just put these stupid things on there to keep from the popping.
Yeah, we sound good on these things.
And then I'll edit it a little bit too.
That sound good. I don't even care.
Yeah.
I know my voice. I like hearing myself like.
Oh, yeah, you do?
Like
I always had issues with it.
No, like you get nervous DJing, like.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what to say. But if you have a good voice, people would listen. Like.
Yeah.
I even said it yesterday. I was DJing at a pool party. I go, yo, I like kind of hearing myself. Because I don't want my mic to sound
that's good
janky.
Though. I think the way that you think about when you listen to yourself also has something to do with where you're at in your life, with how you respect yourself.
So like for example,
at one point I hated it. Now I don't mind how I sound.
And that's how you get better.
Yeah.
Like for example, I had one of my friends. He's a DJ too. He's leaving one of the Boston clubs, and he had this device and I don't even know what it was. I still don't know, but he plugs it in to kind of hear his cuts. Well, he's scratching and stuff, and you can go back and fix it later. So the better you hear yourself, the better you get.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't think any DJ does that, and that's the first person to ever do that. You know,
it's a good trick.
Which was cool. It was cool. Man, this weed's good.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something like the original Golden is the strain, I believe.
It's like my fifth blunt here.
I know. I was surprised that I even went 3 or 4 with you.
Told you, man. I smoke, man.
So that's what's funny, right? You don't smoke cigarettes, but blunts all day.
Blunts all day. Yeah. I still deal with some type of tobacco, blunts. I might smoke some joints, but mostly blunts.
Yeah. Well, I was a blunt guy, so I'm all with when I do.
The reason why I like the blunt though has that little bourbon taste. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the taste to me.
Yeah, I like the act of smoking. Yeah, so I like when there's.
Sometimes it gives you, and this is bad to say, but sometimes it gives you something to do. Like some people do it while driving. I might do it while driving sometimes, but it's like something to do in the meantime to keep your focus.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean,
well, then the struggle with it too is like, okay, so but when you're smoking weed, you don't have to do something else because could be what you're doing.
Yeah.
So then it becomes more about like the discipline that you have. So like I don't mind smoking, being on the podcast, but I'm excited to do a sober October and turn it down. Like I know,
I could turn it down.
I used to be different when I was younger. Like I could smoke and go play a game of like football or something.
I still could do that.
I'm not like that anymore. Now when it's things like driving or like certain public situations or certain, I would rather not be
even
high.
DJing, for example. Like I'd rather smoke on the job than drink on the job.
Yeah. And I never smoke any job I've ever had. I've never gone in high. Oh. Like, there was once by accident I went into the restaurant high, and I hated that whole shift. I did fine, but I hated the whole shift.
I remember there was one job we had. It was so
like I got called in, and I was like, "Fuck."
We was always high at work. One of my jobs, right? This is like a couple years ago, man. You know, my boys like, we'll take a break. Take our lunch break, and we'll get high. Like
at the job,
go get high. He'll go smoke. If me and my boy take our lunch break at the same time, he changes to our regular clothes, smoke, come back. And mind you, we worked with vehicles, so it's still funny. Like changing tires and stuff at the time. Yeah. I'm working in front of people high as shit. But
that's why it takes long as fuck every time I go to
good. Work went
Town Fair Tire.
Like they take so long.
Bring it in. I got an appointment. That's gonna be like 3 hours. What are you talking about? I had an appointment, bro. But for things like conversation, music, you know, like the creativity juices get going. Yeah, but like, I don't know about you, but like I'm a way, maybe I would say better, but I'm a way faster driver when I'm not high. Oh yeah. When I'm high, I'm thinking about everything way too much. Like, and that's.
What do you think about driving though?
What do you mean? I love driving. Mm-hmm. I mean,
what do you think about? Like,
I think about everything. Absolutely. Not
I'll
just
see something, I'll think about it. Like, why is that like that? Or why is that there?
I'm probably sweating mad other shit that's irrelevant, doesn't actually matter. And I'm just obsessively thinking about it.
You think about more what's going on. Like, you're thinking about that stuff more than what's going on.
Yeah.
So something can go on in your mind, but you're driving. It's like brushing your teeth.
Yeah, it's like how dolphins swim. The brain's half asleep.
Word, like it's just like
when they're sleeping, their brain's half awake. I mean, and they're able to keep swimming even though they're asleep.
Yeah. That's crazy. How do they sleep? Do they rest in the water?
No, they keep swimming, and it's probably all of them doing it at a similar time too. They're in like a group, so
and then they wake up like, oh shoot,
yeah. But they found a way to have half their brain like shut off to like revitalize them, like a rechargeable whip.
What do they call that?
What?
Like when things are adjusted to their system, like for example, like
when you wake up before your alarm and shit,
like for example, trees in an ecosystem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what do they call that? Because a dolphin can't sleep in the water. So
what do you mean? Yeah, it
like,
can.
Is it gonna lay down at the bottom of the ocean?
It keeps swimming, but it's asleep. Yeah. Oh, like something that happens in the evolution of the species, like in order to make it like why giraffes got longer necks and shit.
Yeah. Like
I got
that.
you. I got
what
you.
I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
What do they call that?
And they got a big ass brain too. I mean, one day we'll be able to talk to them, and it's gonna be hilarious.
You know what's funny?
Type of shit they'll be saying.
Dogs are getting that smart.
They're noticing themselves in mirrors way more.
Yeah.
Or is it just I'm seeing way more animal posts on Instagram and shit?
Yeah.
So I think that they're getting smarter, but I think dogs and they've been man's best friend for 10,000 years in Sapiens. I read that shit.
I want one so bad.
For sure. But 10,000 years is just about enough for a genetic difference to be encoded in them.
Yeah.
And if you're evolving around something that's way smarter than you, yeah, it would make sense that they get smarter.
Which it is smarter
Except
than
for those little retard dogs. Those fucking, you're getting a breed that can't breathe. It's got issues, dies early. Like, Jesus. You know, I would put it in my comedy if people get way too offended, but
they get too offended about dogs.
You don't want to.
It's a dog. Like, that's funny. Like, we're just human, right?
Yeah.
Like but that's funny because
that used to be a wolf.
Yeah,
that used to be a wolf.
And now that dogs, it's funny. I see my brother's on Snapchat the other day. He sends me a snap. He's sitting in the couch with a dog.
Is the dog sitting up?
Yeah, he's sitting up too.
Yeah.
Like this, like with his hands and feet. And I'm dying. Like, yo, a dog sitting with you like a child.
Yeah, it's weird.
You know what I'm saying? Back then, it's a wolf. Or a deer or something. I don't know. I'm not a deer, but.
My mom told me, because we had a half Rottweiler, half German Shepherd when I was growing up.
That's a wild mix.
It was a dope mix. He was smart, but she used to say that he, like, those breeds, like, that he would always kind of have the intelligence of, like, a 7-year-old child, like, at least a human, you know? Like
a human.
Yeah.
So he notices when he needs you.
This dude knew how to unlock the door, open it, go out, and let himself out. And then once he realized that we realized that he was doing it because he wouldn't shut the door all the way, then he would start shutting the door all the way and closing the door behind him. He wouldn't lock it again. But he was really smart, real smart.
Yeah, dogs are cool. Cats are smart too.
I'm allergic.
I'm allergic to them, and they move. You are weird. Yeah. I
which could be difficult, and when if you're dating or something.
Yeah,
like, you know, like
me. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. If a female has a cat, I think she's automatically weird. You know what I mean?
I tend to be attracted to girls who like cats. It's funny.
I'm attracted to girls that like dogs.
But then I'm allergic to cats.
That's your dog. It's my dog. You know what I mean? That's my dog. He gonna like me too. But cats are just weird. Like,
well, I feel like I would rather they be attracted to dogs, but I've just noticed I've been attracted to girls who like cats, and we're allergic to cats, so you should probably stay away from that shit.
It's like, what are you doing with the cat? Like, the cat's just sitting there.
They ignore the shit out of you. They ain't loyal.
I'm sitting on one side of the couch, the other cat's on the other side, just sitting there looking at you, looking at the TV, and looking around like, what's he doing? Scratching the wood off your door. Yeah,
a cat is basically the best life for a reincarnated drug addict. You get to just eat drugs all day long. You sleep all day. You do whatever the fuck you want, and then at night you just wake up and start going
shit
nuts.
And piss everywhere. And you don't care.
They'll look at stuff like, look at this glass. Let me knock it on the ground.
Word, that's what they do, and just chill, walk away. It's like it's a little bitch. Like it's just a little ass bitch.
Joe Rogan's got in his stand up. He's saying how like cats, like you put a mouse on the ground, good luck. Like that cat is a gerbil or something. That cat's gonna go and kill it. A dog, a well trained dog, will like get all excited and like look at you like, can I kill it? Can I go after it? Like that, but they're waiting on you.
They might not even catch it though.
They'll be gentle. The cats
will catch it. Cats are
toy
fast.
with it.
The cats are weird with it too.
Fuck up they don't want it to die right away. They'll let it suffer.
Like, yo, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
Yo, what's good, bro? With the dogs.
Maybe we're allergic to him. Is your brother
allergic to cats? Yeah. He'll sneeze. We just sneeze off him. I wouldn't say we're like allergic, but we just start sneezing. So maybe you are allergic, but cat hair and all that, dog hair, I don't really sneeze.
If I sleep on something that has cat hair, and it gets right in my face, I could wake up looking like I got stung by a bunch of bees or some shit. No, I mean, some Benadryl will calm it down, but it gets bad. And I'll tell you, 10 minutes, I don't need to see no cat shit in the place, but I'll tell you in 10, 15 minutes whether or not that person has cats. I'll just start breathing differently, and then it'll get worse. I just spent the night at my boys this past weekend in Maine. I didn't know he had a cat.
I hate going to Maine.
Why? Maine's dope.
Driving up there, it's dope up there, but driving there, it's a scary thing.
You ever shot a bow?
Nope.
No.
I heard that's fire.
Yeah.
Well, one thing about Maine, you got a lot of moose and stuff.
Yeah.
Deer, so you gotta watch you drive. Driving at night, scary. Then it's like a half, like it's a half, like how I say half. It's a half liberal and conservative state.
You could, the second you got a license in Maine, you could grow weed on your property and you could own a gun with no registration.
And it's up, mind you, you're up north.
Yeah.
So
it gets cold. That's what I don't like.
But that's kind of weird because you're up north. That's a south thing. Like you can go get a gun easily down south, just apply.
Yeah, you can't sleep on some cats from Maine. And a lot of serious hitters end up going to Maine because that's where it started popping off to really grow in the Northeast.
Yeah, they had those type of strains that started. I call those Maine strains like Jack Hera. It was like a certain, because I remember when weed first started, weed was like Dro, Reggie. Then like certain strains started coming from Maine. I wouldn't say like the Calibre we get now, which is more greener, but it was more like darker, but still good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like Jack Hera looks darker, or I can't think of any other ones.
There's just so many now too.
Yeah, but they came from Maine.
Yeah.
I heard sour came from Connecticut. If that's true, I don't know if that's true. But I know it's East Coast.
Didn't Tiff get going around here too?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Then there's this other ones that come from Cali.
Yeah.
And all that. I don't know where Hayes came from. I'm trying to remember.
But and did it really? Yeah. Did it really?
It's not here no more.
Yeah.
That's another thing about these strains that as we get older, I feel like as I get older, it gets a little bit weaker because there's too much mixing going on.
Yeah. I'm ready to go a while without it. I'd probably go even longer.
Yeah, you could. I couldn't. I've done a week before, 2 weeks. And it's nothing. It's just a good habit. I say a good habit.
Plus, I don't dream if I smoke daily.
Oh, yeah, you don't.
And I have some
weird
dreams. Yeah.
It's water.
It's H2O.
Mm-hmm. Nah, this was fun. This podcast is fun. Yeah. I like it, man. I'm about to be on my way out, but
yeah, I appreciate you coming through. If people want to hear some of your mixes or you spinning anywhere consecutively, how can people find you?
I say follow me on all social medias, mostly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Twin the Selecta. Selecta with an A.
All one word?
All one word.
Twin the Selecta.
Even YouTube, there's things on YouTube. Just rock with me. Come to an event too. Hit me up. You never know what I could do for you, man. I got radio. I got everything.
And are you a resident DJ anywhere right now, or do you have certain spots you always spin at? Or no?
Nah. When I get booked, or I book myself.
Gotcha. So okay.
I don't have no residency. I love a residency, but that can hurt your career as much as it does good for you.
Yeah. Never thought about it like that.
Oh man, there's a lot to think about in this game. But residencies are cool if you get a good spot. If you get a good spot, you're lit. Oh, 7:38. Oh yeah, we out of here.
Word.
I gotta catch this game.
7:37.
I gotta catch this game.
Bro, Twin the Selecta.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you for coming on, bro.
Yeah, you know.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.